Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and this is going to be a video response to the Fun 5 for 5 tag. This is something that's going around where people get to answer 5 fun questions dealing with your likes as far as your childhood and your toys and your views on superheroes and things like that. And I was actually tagged by Dave over at Everyday Geek TV. If you guys haven't checked out his channel, I'll leave a link below. Awesome channel, especially if you're into things like Funko Pop collecting, WWE, and just pretty much any fun topics and things like that he can come up with. He actually does a lot of the videos with his family, especially his daughter Lauren. Great dynamic for their channel. I really love watching their videos, and I've been following him for a little bit now. So he tagged me, so I'll go ahead and start answering the questions. The first question is, what was your favorite childhood toy? Now, I was pretty fortunate that I had a lot of toys when I was younger. I actually grew up in the 80s. I was born in the late 70s, so I'm totally a child of the 80s. So anything from He-Man, Transformers, things like that. Those were definitely right up there. But by far, my favorite childhood toy has got to be G.I. Joes. I loved G.I. Joes. I had quite a few of them, from the vehicles to the bases to the actual action figures. And I actually had a close circle of friends that we all really loved G.I. Joe. So I know we would always ask our parents to get us the different ones that the other person didn't have, just so we can kind of have them all. And then we stage these really elaborate fights and wars and battles and stuff like that. It was really awesome. And actually, I was born and raised in Panama, so I came to the U.S. when I was about 11 years old. And I remember my parents telling me that I was only able to bring one toy with me. So what I did is I kind of gathered up all the action figures of G.I. Joe that I had, put them in a box. I put all the weapons and the backpacks and stuff like that in a Ziploc bag, and that's actually what I brought with me. I still have them to this day. I actually brought them out a little while ago and showed my oldest son. He's really not into it yet, but again, I still have them for nostalgia purposes, and if they ever in the future want to go ahead and play with them, I have them for them to play with us. So that was my favorite childhood toy. All right, question number 2, what is your favorite adult toy? And I know this question, every time somebody reads it, it kind of sounds funny, but for the most part, if you're into collecting toys and things like that, that's what you would answer. For me, I don't really collect a lot of toys. I do collect other things, flashlights, knives, things like that. So, but I would have to say that my favorite adult toy is definitely my cell phone. I use it every day. I use pretty much every feature that the phone has to offer to its fullest extent. So as far as a toy, I wouldn't say it's a toy as much as more of a piece of gear, but I definitely would consider that my favorite adult toy. So that is it, my cell phone. Third question, do you unbox your toys? And again, like I mentioned already, I don't really buy toys per se, but I would consider, all the flashlight and knives and gear and all that stuff, toys, adult toys. So do I unbox it? Yes and no. Obviously, if you guys follow my channel, you know that I do reviews on a lot of the gear where I do have to unbox it to show how it works and things like that. But for the most part, once I'm done testing it or it's out of my rotation, I actually box it back up and put it away on a shelf or in a drawer or something like that. I don't just leave them, laying all around. I always keep the boxes if I can, and then I just rebox them back up. So do I unbox my toys? Yes and no. So next question, what superhero would you be and why? Now, I love superheroes. I love the idea of superheroes, and there's a lot of them out there. But for the most part, for me, my favorite superhero has always been Superman. And I know that's kind of cliche, but I believe, and I know I heard this somewhere, probably in a movie or something like that, that I just like the idea of what Superman represents. Besides him having all of the different powers, he can run really fast and fly, and he's super strong and heat vision and, freeze things with his breath and stuff like that. And he's just the idea that the fact that he was born a superhero, obviously, if you start getting into the different semantics of it all, the sun made him get the powers and all that stuff, but just the idea of him, he was born a superhero. And again, I heard this in a movie, the uniform that he wears, the costume that he wears, that's his actual clothes. the costume that he puts on, the Clark Kent costume, is a costume versus the majority of the other superheroes. And again, sticking with the primary superheroes, they actually have to put on the costume to become the superhero versus when they don't have it on, then they're their alternate persona. So it's kind of like he's in my eyes the ultimate superhero. So that's it. That's Superman is who I would be, and that's why. And then the last question is PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo. Now, I can tell you right off the bat, I have never had an Xbox. I have never played an Xbox game. And that's just my choice. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. I know a lot of people enjoy them. I just, it never caught my eye. So Xbox is already out of the way. The last console that I actually purchased for myself was a PS3 many, many years ago. And I really didn't play it that much, but it was the new thing to do, so I went ahead and purchased one, played it a little bit, and just kind of put it away. The last console that I purchased, and that's for my boys, was the Nintendo Wii U. So my answer to the question is Nintendo. And if I had to choose one of the three, it would definitely be Nintendo. Again, I was a child of the 80s, growing up with the original Nintendo and then going through the different iterations. It was just, what I knew, what I loved, and, I love playing all the Mario games and all that stuff. So if I had to pick one of the three, it would definitely be Nintendo. So there it is. That is the answer to the 5 fun questions. Again, I want to thank Dave over at Everyday Geek TV for tagging me. It's always really fun to do these, to kind of dive into your persona and share it with you guys out there. If you guys are interested in checking out his channel, I will leave a link below. If you want to see the answers to his answers to those 5 questions, also, he obviously made a video on that, tagged a couple different people. So, Dave, again, thanks for the tag, and let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.